I am Barry Kirshner, and if you couldn't tell by the name or the doughy appearance, I am Jewish. And that means not only can I do your taxes, but I can afford to buy your laughter. I'm just too cheap to do it. What is this? Where did this stereotype about Jews being cheap come from? I mean, just because we're smart with money, all of a sudden we get a bad rap? I think back, for example, when I was single, I had a friend who loved to go to strip clubs on Friday and Saturday night. So finally I told him, look, we can go to the strip clubs, but I have to go in the afternoon. I know that's when the fat, ugly girls are working, but you get a free buffet and 2 for $1 lap dances. Ladies, I know what you're thinking. He's a pervert. I'll tell you something. According to my Catholic wife, you're right. You see, she has this theory. Not all perverts are Jewish, but all Jews are perverts. Think about it. Adam Sandler, pervert Jew. Howard Stern, pervert Jew. Barry Manilow, pervert Jew. Sammy Davis, pervert Jew. And this is a guy who was screwing white women at a time that black guys in the South were still being lynched just for talking. This is one horny bastard. And I'm not saying he was a pedophile, but how many people do you know do a song with a bunch of little kids called The Candy Man? I don't know about you, but my mom always said, stay away from the guy giving away the free candy. Who can fill up your thighs? Take your picture too. Put it on the internet for all my friends to view. The Candy Man. Now, while Jewish men are perverts, Jewish women are anything but. You've all heard the old joke. What does a Jewish woman consider foreplay? 2 hours of begging. That's why I went Catholic. Billy Joel had a song, Catholic girls start much too late, but damn it, Billy, they finish strong. Now, I tease my wife, I tell her, her idea of foreplay is to yell at me. She can go from as dry as the Sahara to wet as Niagara just by throwing a couple cuss words around her. Picture this. We are laying in bed. I saddle over to her, start to put the moves on her, and she says, you know, I really didn't appreciate what you said to me 3 days ago. First of all, I don't remember what I said 3 minutes ago. Second, I know if I want sex, I'm going to have to listen to her blabber on about something I said, something I did, or something I was supposed to do. Otherwise, in her words, it's a deal breaker. So I said to her one day, why do you wait until right before sex to start yelling at me about stuff? She said, because it's the only time I know I have your undivided attention. And I love my wife, she's beautiful, but she can drive me nuts. I mean, lately she's been talking about the fact and bragging about the fact that her Judar is now at about 90%. Now, for the other form, Judar is the ability to identify that somebody is Jewish simply by looking at it. She still gets screwed up with a Jewish woman in nose jobs. But when we first started dating, she would point to any dark, curly-haired man and think he was Jewish. Oh, is he Jewish? No, he's Jewish. Oh, is he Jewish? No, he's Italian. Oh, is he Jewish? No, you dumb fucker, he's black. Now, some of you might be taken aback with that. I would call my wife a fucker. Just to let you know, she calls me fucker too. In fact, we come up with the worst possible things that we can call each other. Fucker, asshole, jerk, crack whore, whatever it is. And we call each other this on a regular basis because then if we ever use these words when we're truly angry, it loses the impact. So, if you really want to do something good for your relationship tonight, go home tonight, grab that person that you love the best, grab them by the hand, look them in the eye, and say, I love you, you fucker. Now, gentlemen, there is one word you might want to avoid. That would be the C word. Ladies, I think you can, even in jest, Gentlemen, you may want to avoid the C word. Can't. I'm sorry, I can't take out the garbage. I'm watching TV. You can go out with your friends. Who's gonna watch the kids? Shoot, fuck me. The other thing my wife's been getting on me a lot about is my weight. Did I have to mention I'm Jewish? You know, we eat when we're happy, we eat when we're sad, we eat when you're eating because why should you be alone? And it's good stuff. I mean, tender beef brisket, hot matzo ball soup, crunchy fried potato pancakes. My wife, she grew up in a German Catholic household. What did Germans eat? Wiener Schnitzel, sauerkraut, and Limburger. Nobody's going back for seconds on that shit. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, maybe I should put my weight in my app. So I run this by her. I said to her, what do you think of this joke? I got rid of my scale the other day. I don't need a scale anymore, I decided. I know when I need to go on a diet. When I need to go on a diet is when I'm standing naked in the shower, I look down, and I can no longer see my feet. She said, I've heard that by so many people. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, and it's really not funny. Huh, I thought it was kind of funny. Well, what would you think was funny? Now, mind you, I started out my joke by saying, I know when I need to go on a diet. Pay attention to how she starts out for this. I know I'm fat when I step naked out of the shower and my wife gives me a look of disgust. Why is it that whether it's a man or a woman, why is it you skinny bitches always want to tell us fat people how to lose weight? My wife has never had a problem with her weight. She eats constantly. She's always hungry. A couple months ago, we celebrated the holiday of Yom Kippur. For Jews, this is a very sacred holiday for us. In fact, we fast from sundown of one day till sundown of the next. This is 24 plus hours. No food, no water. My wife, 1 hour after eating breakfast, is sitting with me in synagogue, decides she is hungry again, pulls out a king-size Snickers bar, opens it loudly and proceeds to eat it. You don't eat in front of a bunch of hungry Jews. That's like playing with the bear trap. You are bound to lose a hand. You know what? And the rudeness of it, that would be like me going to church with her and taking money out of the collection. So, speaking of church, where are my Catholics?
Yeah.
I have a couple things that might help you as you interact in that rare occasion you might find yourself in front of a Jew. First, quit bitching about how long Mass is. Every time I go to church with a Catholic person, they have to somehow warn me, oh, this is a full Mass, it's going to be a long one. The first time I went, I was like, are we done already? I mean, you can fit about 53 Catholic Masses in one Saturday morning service in synagogue. And the Jews had nothing on the Baptist. You might as well pack a bag because your gas is there all day. The letter CH, as in Hanukkah, is pronounced just that way, Hanukkah. It is not Chanukah, and it certainly isn't Hanukkah. And why are you going to sound like a 20-year-old cat coughing up a hairball? Is it really that hard? I'm not Spanish, but I can certainly roll my arms with the best of them. There's something peculiar about people that live on the west side of Cincinnati. Because pretty much everybody that lives on the west side of Cincinnati is Catholic. In fact, I joke that the only Jews on the west side of Cincinnati are dead ones. Because some Jew 100 years ago decided to put all the cemeteries on the west side. Why should we fuck up our property values? But people on the west side, when you ask them where they're from, instead of saying their neighborhood, they tell you the Catholic parish they belong to. Let me tell you, telling a Jew St. Ignatius, St. James, St. Aloysius doesn't mean shit to us. Then again, saying Western Hills or Delhi doesn't mean shit to us. Either New York, West, or West of 75. Unless we're going to West New York. Now, I too have learned some things, being a Jew, interacting with Catholics. First, when little girls wear white dresses and veils to their first communion, it does not mean this is the day they finally marry Jesus. Second, when the priest is splashing holy water on the congregation and some happens to hit you, it is not appropriate to stand up and yell, "It burned!" And finally, it is never, ever appropriate to continue to get back in line for communion just because you missed breakfast. Now, I can just picture it. There's some Catholic person out there thinking, "Oh my God, it's you for communion?" Look, to you, it's the body of Christ. To me, it's still matzah. Hey folks, I got a corned beef sandwich in the back. It's time to call my mother for my daily dose of guilt. So, thank you very much.